Have you ever truly looked at your own hand? I mean, really looked at it? It might seem like just a hand, something you use every day without a second thought. But what if I told you that the atoms making up your skin, your bones, and your blood are not just old, but ancient? So ancient, in fact, that they predate the Earth itself. The vast majority of the atoms in your body have been on a journey that spans not millions but billions of years. This isn't a metaphor or a philosophical idea, it's a literal physical truth. You are holding a piece of cosmic history right there at the end of your arm, a story that began long before our sun even ignited. To understand our stellar origins, we have to go back, way back, not to the dawn of humanity or the age of dinosaurs or even the formation of Earth. We have to travel back 13.8 billion years to the Big Bang. In the first few moments after the universe burst into existence, it was an incredibly hot, dense soup of pure energy and fundamental particles. As it expanded and cooled, something remarkable happened. Energy began to congeal into matter. But here's the strange part. The early universe was a surprisingly simple place. It didn't create the rich diversity of elements we see around us today. About 75% of the matter created was hydrogen, and the other 25% was helium. Gravity, the silent and relentless force, began to work its magic on those enormous clouds of hydrogen and helium. Over millions of years it started pulling the gas together into denser and denser clumps. When the core of a collapsing gas cloud reaches about 10 million degrees Celsius, something incredible is triggered. The intense pressure and heat become so great that they can overcome the natural repulsion between protons. In the hearts of these massive stars, a cosmic alchemy is taking place. Through successive fusion processes, heavier and heavier elements are forged. Neon, magnesium, silicon, and so on, all the way up to iron. The star becomes like a giant onion, with a core of iron and concentric shells of lighter elements burning around it. However, there is a limit. Iron is the ultimate stellar ash. When the iron core of a massive star can no longer support itself against its own immense gravity, it collapses. And it doesn't collapse slowly, it collapses in less than a second. This implosion is so violent that it triggers a massive shockwave, which rebounds off the super-dense core and blasts outward through the star's outer layers. This titanic explosion is called a supernova. The energy released in this explosion is so immense that it powers a flurry of nuclear reactions that the star could never achieve during its lifetime. This is where the elements heavier than iron are born. The supernova takes all those precious, life-giving elements and violently ejects them into interstellar space at millions of kilometers per hour. The star sacrifices itself to enrich the cosmos. After a supernova scatters its elemental treasures across the galaxy, the story is far from over. These enriched clouds of gas and dust drift for millions of years, mixing and mingling with material from other long-dead stars. One such cloud, which existed in our corner of the Milky Way galaxy about 4.6 billion years ago, contained the legacy of countless ancient stars. Inside this spinning cloud, a new star began to form at the center, our sun. Within this disk, tiny dust grains made of silicon, iron, carbon, and other elements began to stick together. First they formed pebbles, then rocks, then boulders, and eventually, over millions of years of collisions and mergers, they grew into planetesimals and finally the planets we know today. Our planet was built from the recycled ashes of dead stars. So when we say Earth is made of stardust, it is not an exaggeration. The ground beneath your feet, the water in the oceans, and the air you breathe are all composed of atoms that were cooked in stellar furnaces and delivered by supernova explosions. The cosmic connection isn't just in the planet beneath us, it is woven into the very fabric of our bodies. Consider the iron that courses through your veins. The central atom in every single hemoglobin molecule in your red blood cells was created in the heart of a high-mass star just before it exploded. Now think about your skeleton. The strength of your bones and teeth comes from calcium. Calcium is a relatively heavy element, and like iron, it is forged inside stars during their later stages of life and then blasted out into the cosmos by a supernova. The story continues with every breath you take. The oxygen you are inhaling right now makes up about 65% of your body's mass. This oxygen was not created in the Big Bang. It was synthesized from carbon and helium inside a star at least 8 times more massive than our sun. The carbon that forms the long chains of your DNA, the blueprint of your life, was also created through the triple alpha process inside stars. You are not just a little bit of stardust, you are overwhelmingly stardust. This incredible story isn't a myth or a guess, it's a scientific theory supported by mountains of evidence gathered over decades. One of the most powerful tools we have for proving our stellar origins is spectroscopy. When you pass the light from a distant star or nebula through a prism, it splits into a rainbow of colors, a spectrum. But this spectrum isn't perfectly smooth. It has dark or bright lines in it, which act like a unique atomic fingerprint. Another fascinating piece of evidence comes from studying ancient meteorites. When scientists analyze these meteorites, they find tiny, microscopic grains of stardust, pre-solar grains, embedded within them. They are physical proof that our solar system was built from the debris of previous stellar generations. We can even see the process happening today. Telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescope and the James Webb Space Telescope have given us breathtaking images of stellar nurseries, regions where new stars and planetary systems are forming right now. The realization that we are made of stardust wasn't the discovery of a single person, but the culmination of work by many brilliant minds over the 20th century. Through his 1980 television series Cosmos, Carl Sagan brought this profound knowledge to millions of people around the world. So what does this all mean? It means that the boundary between you and the universe is far more blurry than you might think. You are not just living in the universe is living in you. As Carl Sagan beautifully put it, we are a way for the cosmos to know itself. Through our eyes, the universe is able to see its own beauty. Through our minds, it is able to comprehend its own vastness. Therefore, the next time you feel small, remember the epic story written in your DNA, your bones, and your blood. You are a temporary arrangement of ancient atoms, a fleeting but glorious expression of the cosmos. You are a child of the stars, endowed with the remarkable ability to look back at your own origins and feel a sense of wonder. You are not just a collection of stardust, you are stardust that has come to life, and that is the most incredible fact of all.